Welcome to the 7-day serve challenge. I am so excited to go through this with you. We're going to be doing so many awesome things all week, and the whole idea is to build out the perfect serve practice template that you can do over and over again. As I'm making this video right now, one quote pops up in my mind that was from the great Bruce Lee, and he says, "I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks one time. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times." And so the idea of this week is that if you practice this over and over and over again 10,000 times, although you don't have to go 10,000 times, but if you take this template and you just practice it week after week on your serve, and if you skip a week or something like that, don't beat yourself up. But I'm saying, if you come back to this time and time again, your serve is going to be scary. It's going to be a weapon. It's going to be awesome. All the information you need is right here within this week. We're going to be teaching you the perfect serve practice template today, so that when you go out there, you're not spinning your wheels, you're not wasting your time, you're not back there doing the wrong things, and you're not wondering if you're doing the right thing. So that's what we're going to practice today. We're going to be giving away tons of prizes this week too. In fact, let's start right now. The first person who can make a video, you can see right below me, you're going to see another little circular icon of me. And the first person who makes their video and tells me who they are, where they're from, and what they're looking forward to improving this week, I'm going to give you $100. Okay, so I want this to be interactive. I want you to come back to this time and time again. I want you to be super excited about it, so that this is all you need right here, because you're going to learn the perfect serve practice that we're going over today. Tomorrow we're going to be going over how to get your toss under control. The next day after that, we're going to be getting rid of your #1 bad habit. Then we're going to go into pronation of the pros. Then we're going to give you power on your serve. Then we're going to teach you the slice serve, and then we're going to teach you the kick serve. So everything you need in tennis is right here. So let's get started right now. And so get ready. And you can do this along with me, or you can just watch it and take notes. Plus we'll have practice template notes that you can print out and take to the court. It's all here, and let's do this together. Let's improve. Let's transform our serve and make some money. Let's go. Okay, so the #1 mistake I see people make when they go to practice their serve is they start practicing their serve right away. There's no warm-up, and in fact, people are trying to hit the ball way too hard. Like if you're trying to hit your serve over 70% of your max capacity on the first time you hit a ball, you're going about it all wrong. If you're jumping when you hit your first serve, like if you're leaving the ground, you're going about it all wrong, okay? So the first thing we need to do is we need to respect our body. We need to give our body a proper warm-up. And I've actually been watching this guy who's very much into flow training. His name's Mike Chang. You can check him out on YouTube. And he started with, ironically enough, 6-pack shortcuts, to where he was all about lifting weights and pumping up muscles, but now he's about flow training and getting your body loose and feeling good. You should check it out. But one of the things I really like is he just starts hopping. This is what he does, by the way, every day when he warms up in the morning. So this is a great way to even start your mornings, is just start hopping up and down, letting the body feel loose. And also pay attention to your breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, in, out, in, out. Notice how I get my eyes closed. Just try and get my body feeling like jelly almost, super relaxed, super loose. We're not going about this hard. Nice and easy. I like that. And you can do that till you start to feel loose, you start to feel energized. It also starts to bring the energy. Then once you do that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start warming up our legs and our arms a bit, and again, our breath work flowing. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down and up. And you don't need to go way down with your knees. Again, just nice and comfortable. And you should work on your breath too. So notice what we're doing is we're getting the legs involved. We're warming up the shoulders. We're also getting the energy. I already feel more energy. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to start going back and forth, side to side, letting our arms hit each other. Okay? Now look what we're doing. We're warming up the core. Okay? We're warming up the core. It's a really, really good warm-up exercise I saw, and I just really, really like it. I've been using it in my morning routine. And it's also going to help us a lot for the serve. So I strongly recommend you don't fast forward through this part of the video because it's really, really going to help you. All right, good. Just a couple more. Excellent. Next thing we're going to start doing is really building up some huge arm circles. The shoulders, I can't tell you how many emails I get from people saying that their shoulders injuries keeping them from serving, or now they have a terrible serve because of all the shoulder injuries. So we got to make sure that we warm them up properly. I like the big shoulders. Then I like kind of going into a little bit of a small shoulder and feel a little slight burn, and then back in the big, and then reversing it. We're also going to give you guys below this video, there's going to be a bonus video of another perfect serve practice that I put on YouTube that's closing on 200,000 views, and we just put it up towards the end of the summer, so people really like it. And now we're going to come here, huggers. I love the huggers, back and forth, back and forth. This feels really, really good, and we're getting the body nice and loose. We're ready to perform here. Next thing, we're going to take our arms and pull it back. Let's pull back there. Oh, that feels so good. We're going to have such a great racket drop today. And then let's do a little shake out there. Shake it out, shake it out. As much as you can breathe, breathe. Other arm. And shake it out, shake it out. And now we're going to come across the arm bar. You just come here and pull across. You should feel it up here in the shoulders. And other way. Excellent. So you see, I know in the beginning warming up's a drag, but we're almost done the warm-up. Next thing I'm doing here is I'm grabbing a towel. I'm grabbing a towel. Bring your arms up and really pull on the towel, and then start to go back and forth because you really want to be able to stretch up and get into the tilt of a serve. So just going back and forth like this is going to prepare you to get your body looking up. And even if you want to add a little bonus, once you do this, you could start bending your legs into the dominant side. See, I'm going to go down here and then I'm going to go up for the serve. So I'm going to go down and up, back in the tilt and up. And you can do the other way if you want to even it out. But I feel much more natural. See, it's so interesting. My body's so much more trained to go this way. This feels very natural for me. This way feels unnatural. And it's because of my serve. But it's good to even it out. Okay, next thing we're going to do with a towel. And this is really going to help your flow. Lots of people, when they do this exercise, their towel would stop back here and then go. So if you have that, then you've probably got a problem with your serve, and this is a great exercise you could do. So now I'm going to do with the towel. Let's try and make a natural serve motion. Also, we'll just put it on video here. It does also depend on which way the wind's blowing. This might not be your fault. It might be the way the wind's going, but it all depends where you are. But see, now I can flow through and trying to keep this a natural sweeping motion. If you can do this, you're going to get a nice serve, and you can feel that resistance of the towel. It's also really helping to warm up your arm. And it maybe looks easy, but it's actually kind of hard, or at least you have to have the proper fundamentals to keep this towel moving. Otherwise, it's just going to stop. All right, so now we're feeling pretty good. The final exercise before we start hitting balls is to really practice throwing. And I talk about this a lot in so many of my videos. And that is having the proper throwing mechanics is really going to help your serve. So what do we want to do? First of all, we want to make sure that when we hold the tennis ball, we're holding it forward in this position. Look how my elbow is in this position right here. We don't want to start out like this. We want to start it here. This gets us in the secret power source. And the next thing I want to do is I want to come back to the back leg. Remember that exercise we were doing with the towel? I want to come back to that back leg so my shoulders are in a tilt, so it looks like I'm ready to throw a long bomb and be a hero at the end of a football game. That's the look we're looking for. And then we want to release at the peak and relax through. And when you come here and back, you want to start to think about a snap. You see that motion I'm doing right there? You can just practice that. Feeling that flow in there, that flow and attack, getting ready to launch that ball. Now what we don't want to do is, even though I'm getting this aggressive position, I want to relax out of it and kind of throw it nice and loose. You see the way the ball even just fell out of my hand there. I didn't want to, but that's because I'm so relaxed and loose with my throw. So we're going to do a couple throws. I would say a minimum of 10. But it really is when it feels good, when you feel like, okay, now it's loose and I can kind of let the ball go and it's traveling far, but I'm not working too hard. Then you know you're warmed up when you get a good handful of those throws. But I'd say a minimum of 10. Let's do this. Okay, guys, so here we are back by the baseline. I'm getting my stance. Again, notice I'm releasing nice and easy. We're just even kind of lobbing into the box is a good exercise. Just kind of loft into the box, be nice and relaxed. Make sure your arm follows through all the way. You don't want to stop the arm motion. See how I kind of stop there? I want to relax it through the other side. Look how my core is coming around. So take a look at that. You want to let it go and come through this way. We'll show a couple of throws from the side and from the front too, just so you can see it. But what you want to do is your body's going to start talking to you. Your body's going to start saying, hey, let's let it go a little further. And you see how that went just beyond the service line now, and it's just starting to say, let's just go a little more without trying to throw it harder. It's not a macho man or macho lady competition. Your body's going to start to say, hey, I'm ready to go a little further, and the ball will just start to naturally go a little further. Now I can start to feel like, okay, I think I'm ready now to go beyond the baseline. And yeah, now we're getting it into the green over there. Just relaxing, just really feeling the flow, feeling that snap, right? And right now, I'm reaching back there without much difficulty. If it was hard for me, if I'm straining to do it, I'm trying too hard, okay? And so, once my body starts talking to me and saying, hey Pete, maybe we can hit the fence now. Don't try and overexert yourself, but see if you can hit the fence without much effort. And my body actually let me know I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet. We're not quite hitting the fence. I'm not gonna try too hard to where I'm gonna hurt myself. So my body's just saying, you're not ready yet. We're getting closer. We're like almost at the fence. But the more I just keep throwing without putting pressure on myself, eventually I'm gonna hit that fence. And you got to know your limitations. See, I hit the fence there, and so that's for me letting me know, okay, now I'm ready to pick up the racket. For you, it might just be getting it into past the service line. That might be as far as you can reach while staying relaxed. If you're really muscling to try and do it, you're trying too hard. But for me, I can reach the fence in full relaxation, and that lets me know, okay, I'm ready to pick up the racket and start serving now. Let's show a couple of throws from the side and from the front, just so you can kind of see the throwing technique. We'll put some in slow motion. It's also a good idea to really watch and study the mechanics of a throw, because I promise you, if you can start to look like I am throwing a ball, you're going to have an awesome serve. Okay, so here are the essential ingredients we need to make this serve practice perfect. We need progressions, we need goals, and we need pressure. okay? And we need it to be repeatable. We need it to be a system that we can repeat over and over again and rely on and know that it's always productive. So one of the biggest mistakes I see is the way people warm up is, and this is why people have trouble with their toss, they can't control the toss, they have bad balance issues, is they're all over the place from the first ball that they're hitting. And so I want you to get a towel, and I just want you to fold it in half and lay it down, and look at the angle which I'm laying it down as well. Notice how it's moving this direction. I just don't want it straight. I don't want my legs straight. I want my legs at an angle, okay? We can see from the front and the back camera the angle at which I've laid out the towel. This is extremely important. And what our goal is when we're hitting our first couple serves here, is that we cannot fall off the towel. We can't even move this a little off the towel. That's showing us that we have a weakness in our tossing control and our balance issues, all right? And so I've shown this exercise over and over again at different camps, and people always struggle to be able to stay balanced. So here I am, I'm just warming up, nice and easy hitting that ball. It doesn't matter if the ball goes in or out or in the net, it doesn't matter. The only thing is I cannot fall off the towel, and the only thing I want to move, you notice the only thing that's moving is my back toe, and this is starting to move my hips and generate some momentum and power into the ball. So this is what I want you to focus on as you're hitting your warm-up serves. This move right here. I don't want your leg just still hitting it. I want you to feel relaxation and freedom with that move. But I do want you to lay down the towel. So bring out a towel to the court so you can really know if you're falling off or not. Because if you do fall off, it'll kind of be obvious to you, like, oh, I'm not on the towel anymore. Or if you don't bring a towel out, you're not going to be as aware. That's another thing we're doing this 7-day serve challenge, is each day we're being extremely aware of the different skills we're trying to develop, so we can really give it the proper attention and focus it deserves to become an ingrained habit. So that's what I want you to do. Now, next thing you can do is you can either keep this towel here and lay out another towel, or you can move this towel into the court. I've actually brought 2 towels, so I'll be right back, and I'm going to lay out the next towel so I can really feel this deliberate move, because you want to be doing this until you feel like you've got this toss and the body warmed up and under control. Again, I'd say a minimum of doing that 15 to 20 reps of hitting your serve like that, staying on a towel, and then we're ready to go into the next sequence. Okay, so I brought out a second towel. Again, you could just use your original towel, but I want to bring out a second towel to really demonstrate these deliberate movements we're making. So I like to make this in kind of like a base pad in baseball, and I'm going to lay it right out here. And so what I want to do is, after I hit my serve, I want to step around and through and touch the base pad. All right, so I'm getting this deliberate finish every time coming into the court. We'll talk more about this tomorrow when we get into our tosses on exactly why it's so important. But for right now, I just want to see if you can toss the ball into the court and finish on the base pad. In fact, it's a little bit too far a step, so I'm going to move it back a little bit. You want it to be a comfortable step. You don't want to feel like you're having a lunge so far that's uncomfortable. You want a nice, comfortable step through. Like that is perfect. That's where I want to land, right there. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to work on stepping onto the target every time. Stepping onto the base pad. Bad toss. I'm not going to hit a bad toss. I'm just going to redo it again and come through. And so this way, we know that we're landing consistently. It's amazing when people send in videos to me. Again, if you want to become part of Next Level University, I highly recommend it. I'll put a link a button right next to this video so you can become a member. But it's amazing how people don't pay attention to their landing. They don't realize how important the landing is. And lots of people, most people actually don't jump on their serve. You know, so many people are playing out there at that 3-5-4-0 level. Maybe you're over 50, 60, even 70 or 80 years old, so you don't really jump into the serve anymore. I've actually got a back thing going on. I found out this week I got 2 herniated discs. I don't know how much longer I can jump into serve. So, you know, it's important that we really are good at landing properly with our back leg time and time again. And even if you're somebody who jumps, I still want you to be able to do this. I jump in my serve, but I always do this warm-up right here. And so once you feel like you've got that mastered, then it's time to go into something called a lazy jump. And so this, I like to just kind of lazily jump forward, and I want to land on the base pad. And I'm not trying to hit the ball too hard. Again, we're in total warm-up mode here. So your first basket should be completely all warm-up. Not trying to impress, not trying to hit over 100 miles an hour, just being really relaxed in your motion. So right now, I'm just going to come here and kind of lazily jump onto the base pad. Just come here and lazily jump into the serve. I'm not really trying to hit that serve very hard, but you can see we're already kind of hitting that serve hard. That one actually reached the fence when I was even trying to reach the fence. It landed in, reached the fence, not even trying to hit a big serve. So that's your progression that you want to do to warm up. Now once you do this, we can move this out of the way. So I'm just going to turn off the video and move it out of the way. I'm going to show you the next thing we're going to do, and then we're going to get into our pressure. And the drill is going to be so good, and you want to use this over and over again. So when you go out and play a match, you're going to be ice in the veins, baby. Okay, so now once our body's warmed up, we're ready to go into something I call powerhouse serving. And this is when we want to start to really pay attention to our rituals and to hit our serve like we're gonna hit in a match. And again, you're just because I call it the powerhouse serving round, doesn't mean right off the bat that you're trying to hit your hardest serve ever. But it means you're trying to get into match mode and hit serves that you would hit into a match. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to start to work on the rituals that I would do if I were playing a match. So the way I like to do it, and the reason why I like to do it this way, you can try it, is I like to rock back and forth on my 2 feet, going from front, back, and I do four bounces. And the reason why I'm doing this is because that's what you want to kind of do to get the nice flow on your toss. See what I'm doing? See how I kind of go right here, and then as I go into my movement, I then bring this forward and I rock it back. Okay, so that's going to help me get more energy to go up into the ball, because this is a big event. You really want to, it's interesting, you got to get your body pumped up. You got to really put a lot of effort into your serve, but at the same time you need to feel relaxed. You need to feel that flow. That's why we even started out with some flow warm-ups today. So hopefully right now your body's in that flow and you can start to work on hitting serves that you would hit in a match. So again, I'm not trying to crush the serve, but I am working on getting my body into some jumping positions here. So now I'm jumping in the serve. Notice how forward I'm finishing in the court. And these would be some serves that I would be using in a match. Now, another thing you want to pay attention to if you make a mistake like I just made is you right away want to start to be your own tennis doctor. So I'm going to say, man, in a match, I don't want to hit 2 serves in a row in the net. So what are some things I can focus on to not have that happen? With my next practice, I'm going to keep my head up and maybe put some spin on the serve. So there we go. So then I put that one in play. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to warm up. I'm going to hit flat. I'm going to hit slice. I'm going to hit kick if I could do that. If you can't do that yet, don't worry about that. We're going to cover that later in the week. But now I feel like my body is ready for some pressure. You see how people don't really go through that systematically, and all of a sudden you got to play a match and face somebody and try and place the ball and try and get free points or try and get setup shots and be consistent with your serve. And so if you're not consistently doing a warm-up like this, it's really hard. You see, it took a while to get the engine going. And so now my engine's going, now I'm ready to apply some pressure to it, which that's a big problem, is lots of people don't properly get their engine warmed up, and all of a sudden they're under pressure, and then what happens? You break down, okay? So now we're ready for our pressure portion of the practice, which is the most important. You do not want to skip this because you do want to be practicing under pressure so that when you go play a match, you feel it, you know what it feels like, and you know how to deal with it. Okay, so I've been working on exercises like this for a while, but when I heard Gigi Fernandez talk about this, the way she practices the serve too, and really applies pressure, it really hit home that this is a great thing to be doing. And at first, we just want to make it simple on ourselves. Basically, separate the service box that you're serving for in half, and then pick a half and try and hit the serve in there consistently. Now, I'm going to give you a drill that actually, when I was coaching at East Carolina University, the head coach at the time gave this one player who actually had some ATP points. He had one of the best returns I've ever seen, but he double faulted a lot. And so what his thing was, what he had to do was he had to serve his real serve. You know, he couldn't go out there and patty kick the ball in, do his real match serve, and he had to make 2 in a row in targeted areas, and you play a set against yourself. So for instance, hitting 2 serves, I'm going to go down the middle here, I'll just throw the tennis ball, you know, hitting 2 serves in a row, there I'm up 15 love. If I can't hit 2 serves in a row, I'm down 15 love, and I play a set like that. Now I recommend, especially, and a lot of people don't do this enough, is you actually pick out one specific target. You play a complete set, just going at that one target, and usually go with your strength too. Don't start with your weakness. Don't go, I'm weak at this, I'm going to go there. You want to build up your strength and then build up your weakness, okay? So I like to go down the middle on this side. So I'm going to play one game for you guys. And the way we're going to do it, the first game that I'm going to play is I just have to make 1 out of 2 so I'm not double faulting. But then what you want to do is once that starts to become really easy and you can kind of beat yourself like 6-0, but you don't want to lose a game. You want to be able to beat yourself 6-0 eventually. In the beginning, it's okay if it's 6-4 or even lose a set. But eventually you want to, how do you know you're ready to move to that next level is when you can beat yourself 6-0 at whatever game you come up with. So let's say I win that set 6-0. Now what I can do is say, now I got to make 2 out of 2. Now if I start to beat myself 6-0 like that, now I'm just going to move the towel in a little bit. Boom. I'm just going to move it over a little bit and make the margin smaller. And you keep making it smaller and smaller, keep making your target smaller and smaller, and now all of a sudden you're really improving your serve accuracy. Then you do the same thing on the other side. You serve out there. Go to the ad side. Then once you get really good, you can do sets to where you can go, okay, the first point I'm going to serve out wide, and if I win that, I'm up 15 love. The next point on the ad side, I'm going to serve out wide, and I'll be up 30 love. Then I'm going to come to the middle. If I can win that, I'll be up 40 love. Then I'm going to go down the tee on the ad side to win the game. So there's literally, when you start thinking about this, you can't go wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can come up with a million variations of this one drill so it gets more and more challenging and that you never get bored with it. Maybe in the future I'll make more videos to show you all the games you can do just with this one simple concept. But for right now, just to get you started, because I want you to hit the court, is I'm just going to play one game just for hopefully some inspiration and some good practice for me, where I've got to go down the middle here. I've got to go down the middle and I've got to make 1 out of 2, just so you know it's not too much pressure on you. This is the game I want you to start with. You make 1 out of 2, you're trying not to double fault. If you can do that, you're up 15 love. If this becomes super easy for you and you know you're going to win 6-0 right after the first game, then move it to where you got to make 2 out of 2. If that's super simple, move the target over. I think you get the concept. Let's do this. Okay. So here we go. We're going into the match mode. I got to serve down the middle. And as long as I'm making 1 out of 2, I'm up 15 love. All right, so I'm up 15 love, but whenever you make your first serve, give yourself a bonus serve. Okay, we made both of those, so we're up 15 love. Now we go again. Try and get up 30 love. Again, right now, all you gotta do is make 1 out of 2. Oh, we hit the net. Now there's some pressure. Now there's some pressure. This ball's a little dead. I knew that I dropped my head, that toss is low, so I'm gonna try and get the toss a little higher and stay up. I think that's out, guys. That's a double fault. Now, one thing too that I think is a great idea, and I'll do it right now for you, is to apply pressure. Like say something like, every time I double fault, I'm going to do a sprint, or I'm going to do jumping jacks. So right now what I'm going to do, and hopefully it doesn't mess up my mic too much, I'm just going to do 5 jumping jacks. This is to demonstrate, like, just to add a little more pressure. I love physical challenges. So here you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? You can make it simple just to kind of remind yourself so there's some stakes, or you can make your physical challenges more grueling. The more grueling you make them without obviously risking injury, you are probably going to be building up your mental toughness, because you're gonna feel more of that pressure, plus you're going to be in better physical shape. So just a suggestion, but make sure you do it to where you're safe physically. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. So that was a great slice serve, and it was super important for me to make that first one. I got some dead balls here trying to mess me up, because I didn't want to go in the hole. So that's another thing too. Like when you double fault, like really tell yourself for the next point in the match, like I gotta make that first serve and focus on the right things. Okay, so we made both of those, and now we're up 30-15. And here we go. That was, I'm not sure, I think that was in though. I'm going to give that, the reason why I'm going to give that to myself too, I think it might have hit the line, it could have been out, but I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt, because I gave myself my best toss and my best reach up. So I don't want to penalize myself for that too. That's another thing too. Sometimes give yourself a break if there's something you really liked about what you did. So I'm going to give myself a break here because I liked what I did. I want to reinforce that. And I did fall a little bit there, but I like the toss location. But I'm up 40-15 right now. So if I get this, I win the game and I'd be up 1 love. Okay, so we got that. All right, so now I'm up 1 love. Now here's a big mistake that a lot of people probably make. They'd probably play a 1 game, go, that was fairly easy, and then they'd be like, I'm gonna move on and do something else. I want you to play a complete set, because you're really starting to work on your toss. So it's just not a matter of winning the game, losing the game. Oh, it's an easy game. Now you're starting to really master your location and the feeling in one specific serve, so you can rely on it over and over again. And here's the other thing too. Your mind. It's a focus thing. You might win the first 2 games easily, and all of a sudden you start to space out and you lose a game or 2. Because you're not used to focusing on one thing for an entire set. And a big reason why people lose matches is they just don't stay focused from the first strike to the last strike. Like Rafael Nadal seems to be able to do. One of his biggest skills that everybody admires about him is he can go and play each point as if it's his last. We know that a lot of us check out. So I don't care how easy or hard the first game was. I want you to go through the entire set and see how you do. And then you can also readjust and decide how easy or hard that game was for you and how you can modify it. But that is a perfect serve practice. So I'm telling you, if you do this on a regular basis, your serve is going to improve. Your serve will have no choice but to get better. And the serve is the biggest weapon of a game. I mean, look at the Pro Tour. When the pros are serving well, they're winning 80 to 90% sometimes of their first serve points. So we really, really want to get a great serve. We're going to be back tomorrow. Remember, all you got to do today to get $100, if you're the first one to do it, is make a video introducing yourself, tell me where you're from, and what you're excited to learn and improve in the 7-day serve challenge. So we're giving away lots of prizes, lots of money, and we're transforming your serve so you can go out there and play your best tennis ever. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's all about easy tosses. You're gonna throw that ball up, it's gonna be sitting there like a piñata, except for your eyes are gonna be wide open. You're gonna smack it right in the court. And so I can't wait to show you those exercises as well. Pete from Crunch Time Coaching, sign off. I want you to get obsessed this year on that serve.